What's up, guys? Just doing a quick vid of a random assortment of stuff that I picked up last week. A bit late putting this one up. I work full time, so don't always have time to do these sorts of things. But I thought I'd quickly do an overview of it all before I decide if I'm going to eBay it, send it to Amazon, take it to CX, or throw it away. Right. So this was last weekend. I went to one, two. Was it one? I went to about three boot sales, and did okay. There's a couple of bits that I haven't picked up before, and some stuff which was virtually free. So just thought give it a go. Okay, so just random crap. I saw a guy selling these, and I think they're fantastic. Just like bandanas. Be amazing if they were sort of like new old stock from. Well, by the look of Hulk, there it's probably from the early noughties, but they're not. They're just like a repop type thing. But they were 50p. I just thought they were hilarious. So I'll give one to the kids each. Okay, I picked up a boglin. This is an original boglin. I've had one of these before and sold it. They just cling, the dirt clings to them. But he's great. I can't remember his name, this one. They literally got two little things and you stick your, I don't know. Yeah, but these are really great. And I paid £1 for him, I think, or 50p. And easily should be £20. Because he's in good nick, and you don't really see him around that much. So yeah, so I grabbed this. There was this was some of these little bits and bobs were from the second one I went to, and obviously I was there later, and there was a young lady there with her mum, and she was full on geek mode. Lovely girl, but yeah, she was proper gamer, and she said she was moving to America to get married. So like, okay, and she only had a handful of little bits and bobs left, and she said, don't think she took it to the boot sale, but she said she had everything, and she took it all to a retro shop and sold it. But it would have been nice to see if I got there earlier, just to see what bits and pieces she did have there. But I picked up this off-brand third-party GameCube controller because they're always handy. I've got a couple of GameCubes upstairs that I could quite easily, instead of putting a proper Nintendo controller with it, I could just put one of these. It's not bad. It's not an awful one, but yeah. So for like £1, that'd be great for a bundle. And it's just like random little things, I always pick up these for the Xbox controllers when I see them. They're really cheap on eBay anyway, but if I see them at a boot sale, I think I needed two white and I need two black as well. And I think you can get them on eBay. I think it's about £3 for two delivered, but I don't know. It's probably 50p, so that's fine. Just little things which, when you're wandering around, just picking up stuff to complete other things. It's cool. This Game Boy cheat thing. Never actually seen one before, but I'll give it a go. I have to read up on it. I cheat extra. Just thrown in. She had this Dreamcast game. It's like the only game she had there. Oh no, that was it. So I think there was a couple of other games. I can't remember exactly which. Anyway, so it was pence really for these little bits and pieces, and obviously all the best stuff had gone, but for a couple of quid, just picking up bits and pieces. I get always pick up DS lights, because this is in fantastic condition, superb condition, and it's absolutely cracking. And so this will be Amazon fodder, but I paid £8 for it. You know, I don't mind even paying. I'd pay 10 or 12 quid really if they're in really good nick, because they just fly. They just fly on Amazon. Fantastic. Come with a couple of crappy games. At the first boot sale I went to, there was a lady, and as I said before, I'm not the first person at the boot sale, and I have got no problem with people getting in the boot of cars. I don't, you know, I hear people go, oh no, look, the vultures, all like, it's like, fucking get in there, because that, you know, unless they tell you to go away, they won't care. They will just take your money, and they would take that person's money or your money, you know. And if you're not the first there or second there, the only chance you've got is if they overprice stuff, and then people are turned away because of the price, and then you can get it later on, which has happened to me a few times in the past couple of weeks. Just get stuff because it was overpriced, and then they changed their price. But anyway, so I asked this lady, and she said, oh, I've got some games. And then some other guy who goes around, he's a nice chap, and he also asked, but I was already standing there, and I think he realised. She brought the tub out, and she just had this, and they were £1 each, so, you know, gonna grab them. Wolverine's Revenge, it's American, but it's a legit American one, but it's not really worth anything. Tetris, Track and Field Summer Games. This is knockoff, I believe. I've looked on eBay and someone's put it Jade version. Someone's put it down as a fan-made game, slider, whatever. But I don't know. It might have a bit of value. You might be able to get a tenner for it. I'm not sure. My millionth copy of Super RC Pro Am, and there was a Pokemon Red, which was quite cool. And this Time Crisis Project Titan, which I don't have, and she had the gun boxed as well, but it was in another tub. And when I was going through the game, some guy was like, oh, how much is this? And he pulled, it was the boxed gun, Namco gun, and she wanted £2 for it. I was like, oh well, can't win them all. So I was quite happy, you know, for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like £7. That was decent. Oh, actually, this was from the girl who was going to America. She had this thing. It's like some sort of Pokemon firing thing. I believe you pull that back, and then you're supposed to. Anyway, it's supposed to fire the balls out, and the mum of, it was quite weird actually. The mum of the woman, of the girl, she sort of laughed at her own joke. She said, "Oh, you'll be playing with your balls later." I was like, weird. Anyway, so that was a quid. I don't know what it's worth. So I'm not really a Pokemon person, but you know, for £1, someone's going to want it. A couple of DVDs that I picked up. I picked up loads of DVDs. Got like all of that lot as well, but I just picked these ones out because they're fantastic. Amazon FBA box sets. This, I would imagine, would probably be about £40. It was like, that was £1, and I think that was £1. And I'm not sure exactly on that one. It might be 20 or 30 quid. So, you know, potentially like 60 quid on those, which was fantastic. I used to pick up Converse left, right, and centre, but I've just unless they're like really nice ones, I don't bother anymore. It's just saturated market. Things have moved on, and you have to move on with the times. You can't just keep getting the same sort of stuff. But these I got for £3, but they're absolutely, well, there are a couple of marks on them, but they're really, really nice condition, and they are legit. And they're Chuck Taylor 2, and they're all padded inside. They're absolutely, you know, someone's going to love these. So that should be an easy 50 quid. So that was a really good pickup. I was really chuffed with those. And as the woman was selling them, I think one of her mates was like, "Oh, I would have had them." I was like, I'd already paid, so yeah. So I got them. So you know, that's you know, something like that. I'll list those, and they'll go within 2 weeks. It's so easy. Another thing which is worth picking up is like educational things. This was weird. This was the third boot sale I went to, and the guy was like, anything 10p, and I was like, how much is the box set of DVDs? He's like, 10p. I was like, what, each? He's like, no, just 10p. But I didn't have 10p, so I gave him 20p. So I got all these for 20p. And yeah, they're all like maths things, learning and like education sort of books, and there's a calculator and shit that I think easy 30 quid. So that was quite cool. I got this big stack at the boot sale. Guy was just literally putting stuff out, and it was one I got too late again, and I was just at the right, well, you know, it's okay, it's not fantastic, but a lot of these would have been snapped up, because within 2 minutes of me starting putting stuff out, there was a couple of other people there. So I wanted to pay like 15 quid, but he wouldn't have none of it. I paid 25 quid for that stack. So there's some nice, I think these ones with the slip cases is called the O-ring slip cases, these things on these new editions of the Disney stuff. It's fine, it's easy, you know, there's tons of stuff there, you know, it's a tenner. That's like a tenner easy, so you know, it's no, even like Cooking Mama, I think it's like 4 quid or whatever. There's Mario Kart, Iron Man 3, Avengers Age of Ultron, that's gone up to 4 quid now. But I'm going to go through all of this stuff in the CX thing. One thing which was quite cool though, so it's like, okay, and I had a quick look in here, and I was hoping it was going to be better, but it's still alright. There we go. What we got? There's Cooking Mama, Star Wars, Kung Fu Panda, and there was a 3DS Lego movie. So that's probably a tenner. So, you know, paying more than I really wanted to, but still, I think there's about, so I paid 25 quid. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 2, 3, 4. There's like 35 items, so not too bad, not too bad. Okay, actually this was the last thing I bought at the first boot sale. I will pick up cameras. Obviously Olympus is a decent brand, but I tend to pick up the more modern 35mm cameras. They're easy to test. You can buy film in Poundland, you know, for £1, and you just have to put a battery in them, and you can test them easily. But you know, I'm not sure about testing all this type of stuff, but it looks in good condition, and I paid 6 quid for it. It's a OM10 Olympus, and I think even untested I should be able to get 40 quid for that. Could be up to £60 if I can test it, maybe a bit more, I think. But even if I got 40 quid from £6, that's a good buy. It's got the case. So there's that and that and that. I got this from a charity shop, and it was a tenner, and they just put it out, and it's funny because it's got a price on there, £29.99, and on Amazon, unbelievable, there's no one selling that on FBA, so you know, that could be an easy 60 quid. So I'll just send that up to Amazon, brand new and sealed. Yeah, it makes me think, oh, maybe we could go into HMV and scan stuff in. Well, is HMV gone now? Are there any HMVs left? There was one in central London that was still there, on Oxford Circus. Maybe they're all gone, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, that could be an easy 50 quid on Amazon. What I'm going to do, yeah, I got this when was this? Actually, this was on Saturday, and I just saw a load of stuff, and I know that a lot of these titles aren't very good, but I send a lot of stuff to Amazon, and you'd be surprised that all of these fodder games for the DS, they sell relatively well. You know, 7, 8, 9 to 15 quid. You know, so I pay, yeah. No, I paid 30. Yeah, I paid 30 quid for that stack with that, all of that, and 60 gig Xbox 360 with a really, really clean controller, which I'll just send to Amazon probably, because I've got another one. Um, I've got another controller upstairs which is a bit grubbier, and maybe I'll just pair it with that, stick some games with it, and sell it. So that wasn't bad. You know, it literally, I was there and it was starting to rain, and I just got everything, and I just turned up, went, got this, and then it pissed down with rain, jumped back in the car and went. So, you know, this was my pretty much my only buy that day. But that was fine. Just ticking along. There's a house clear. This is random. This is so random, but there is a house clearance. Well, there's loads of house clearance guys at the boot sale, but there's one guy. Well, he's not he's auction, and they have tons of stuff. And if you're there at the right time, they want everything gone. It'll be like anything 20p. And I've bought some really good things from some old magazines, like Airfix magazines and things like that. You know, which stays. You know, they've obviously all the stuff has probably gone through the auction and it hasn't sold, or they've got too much stuff and they don't even bother putting it through the auction, which I find strange. So they just take two massive box trucks to the boot sale and just sell it all, and they sell virtually everything. And anyway, so these books were there, and I've seen people selling like antique style like books, and people want them just for display. So they'll have in the front room, if they're sort of posh, they would want to have like rows of books as a display. And my idea, I paid 2 quid, and this isn't all of them. I got 50 altogether, and they're all this colour. And I was just going to sell them as antique style ornamental bookshelf books, and you know, I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll get 30 quid for the lot, and yeah, I paid 2 quid for all of them. It's just the weight is a bit of a bitch, but I can just send them my Hermes, and it will cost about a tenner. But I thought, oh, I'll just quickly check, because they look quite cheap in a way, like the actual. I didn't recognise the author or anything, but it's, oh shit, Dennis Wheatley. So I did a search on Dennis Wheatley, and sets of his books go quite well. So I got 50. I'll probably get £1 a book. So for 2 quid, I'll get 50 quid, hopefully, for the 50 books. So that was random, but it worked out okay. I got this. Got this actually from the same lady I got the Game Boy stuff from, and this was £1. And I've had one of these before. It's don't really see it that often, and I need to take it all out and check that it works. It hasn't. I'm not sure. I think it's supposed to have Vince in there. Yeah, it is. It's supposed to have Vince, but in the last one I had, it didn't have the figure either. So I don't know. When I get this thing out and have a look, but it's great. It's a shame that the buttons. But yeah, you press the button and it all lights up and goes through, and then it will stop on one of these random, and then it'll play the music for the individual wrestlers. But that's cracking. So that could be, I paid £1, and as long as it's all there and it's not got a corroded battery thing, it could be an easy 25 quid, 30 quid maybe. So yeah, done that, done. Oh, and excuse all my mess down here. So there was this lady, and I've always been into my music. I love my music, and I like rock music, punk music, heavy metal music, And there's so many CDs at boot sales. So much of it is pure shite, totally worthless, and people think that CDs like VHSs are totally worthless, and far from it. Far from it. The 90% of CDs are worthless. You know, Maroon 5, shit. Snow Patrol, shit. Coldplay, shit. Fucking this. But even then, stuff like Guns N' Roses is worthless. Okay in a bundle. And then even bands like Metallica and stuff are only in a bundle, you know, regular albums, you know, are worth anything. But she had some really good stuff. And so what I've done is, I think she basically, there was about 600 CDs on the floor. Maybe not 600, because some guy had 70. So I took 150, and she wanted 50p each. And I just said to her, like, if I have a load, will you do me a deal? And she was like, hell yeah, I want them gone. So yeah, I paid. She wanted, she said, well, I sold 70 to some guy for 20 quid, and she said, oh, it looks like there's about 70 there. I'll do you 20 quid. And I'm, you know, she said it was her uncles who died, and you know, I was just like, look, there's way more than 70 there, and I didn't even count them because we both refused to count them. And I was like, I'll do 30 quid, and she was like, are you sure? Yes, please. But yeah, so what I've done is I've already gone through, and I'm gonna do a video. I'm gonna go through these. So if you're into music and you like punk obscure type stuff, then which it isn't all, but I'm gonna do another video. But I've separated it into eBay and non-Amazon is this, and this is apart from a couple here, this is all Amazon stuff. And what I do is I will recase all of these, because I've got a load of cases. I'll just recase everything, and make sure that these aren't broken. The little bits that you can attach CD to, make sure they're not broken, so that they look absolutely perfect. I'll put them in little plastics, and then I'll send them to Amazon. But so yeah, paid 30 quid, and going through, and as I was going through, I noticed that there was some bootlegs as well, some sort of official, live, unofficial bootlegs. And I was thinking, oh, you know, some of them might be good, but like the Nirvana ones surprisingly aren't. But this Kate Bush one, Kathy's Home Demos, that's my money back. That's at least 30 quid. So 30, 40 quid just for that one. So that's it. I'll sell that, and all the rest is free. But yeah, some great stuff. L7, fantastic band. Saw them recently. They're a bit older now, but this isn't my favourite album, but they're proper punk rock chicks. They're brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And I think they're in the 50s now, but they're still, you know, but they're with their flying V's and jumping around. Fantastic. But yeah, so there's there's another Nirvana one. That surprisingly is not bad for Amazon. Just fucking random stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna let The Damned. There's some good punk rock stuff in here. So yeah, if you're into music, I'm gonna do a video on all of this stuff that I got. And you know, so yeah, there's about 150 there, and I think about 75 in this half, maybe 80, Amazon worthy. So you know, some are worth 20, some are worth 25, some are worth £7.99. I'd basically do 7 quid or more, and I'll send them to Amazon. So you know, there could be, if they all sold, it could be up to like 500 quid in Amazon, just that half there. So that's my day, you know, it's fantastic. You know, there was some Beatles ones in here as well, 3 lots of Beatles. That's 25 quid for those. The cases are a bit, it must have been a smoker, but you know, there's good money in CDs. But you have to sort of know when you're looking at them. You know, you can sort of tell if you hit a collection, then that's the time to buy it like that. I don't really go through and cherry pick through all the boxes of CDs. I'll have a quick look, and if there's enough stuff there, I'll go for it. Yeah, that was quite cool. I was really pleased with that. So I don't know why the guy who was before me left all the stuff, but anyway. I got picked up a few records, nothing fantastic. Queen's Greatest Hits, which is quite nice. This Black Sabbath one's great. Not worth a lot of money, but just nice to see for £1. It's got the insert. Yeah, I think I don't know what the album, whether the album's actually any good. I haven't listened to it before, but I might give that a spin. And then just some random 10cc and what's this one? Oh, and a John Lennon one, and this is that's on Apple as well. For £1 each, you know, I just put them with all the other bloody records that I've got knocking around. Yeah, so thanks for, if you stuck to the end, thanks for listening to me waffle. And yeah, I'm probably going to do a CEX video, and I'm going to do a video on all those CDs that I've got, if you're interested in that type of thing. So take it easy, guys. Hopefully the weather's going to be okay. Definitely looks like it's going to be okay on Sunday. I'm down in the southeast, so hopefully the weather's going to be good. Get to the booty, pick up some more stuff, sell some more stuff, and keep the wheels spinning type of thing. So take care, guys. See you next time.